Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of American Dream Trading Futures Education and Training Program. This is an outreach of American Dream Trading, which was founded by Chad Christian. And I am Mark McC. I'm one of the moderators here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. I forgot to turn my other light on. I just flipped that on, so everything's got to adjust to it here for you to settle out. The machine pick everything up. Anyway, glad you could be here today. We're here to talk about futures and anything else related to that. We're glad you could be here. If this is your first time with us, make sure that you click that like and share button. Also, make sure you have your notifications turned on so that you do not miss any of our upcoming broadcasts. So we had a pretty good day today. We did exactly what we had planned on ahead of time. Today we had a news release. So this was a news event that drove the markets today, and that would be the Fed meeting over in Jackson Hole, the Jackson Hole Symposium, as they call it. And Mr. Powell, the Fed chairman, released his statement at 10 a.m. and the markets reacted accordingly. And there we were to grab the maximum profits we could at the time. I know I did well, as did a lot of our other members on the market as it shot upward because they heard news that they wanted to hear. And the markets reacted dramatically to the upside. So it was a pretty exciting day. If you were with me yesterday, I told you this would be an account-changing day, without a doubt, right? And it was. I know it wasn't for me. It was for a lot of other of our members. I'm trying to see why. Oh, there it is. Click on that button there for Tiki-Talks. Sorry about that. I have wandering over here on my other monitor. Got that up there. So glad y'all could be here today. Hopefully you were able to gather in some of those profits at 10 a.m. This was a scheduled news event, and you have to learn how to capitalize on it. If you've never done it before, of course, the way to do that is to paper trade it, because these events happen on a regular basis, but you have to know how to be able to react, and paper trading will help train you on that over time. The more you do it, the more confident you can get on capitalizing on scheduled news events, whether it's economic news reports, press conferences, those type of things. Fortunately, the thing we don't have control over is when somebody gets on the TV, right, and says something that we weren't aware was going to happen until it happens, and we're like, what the heck happened to the markets just now? Well, somebody got on TV and said something, mostly. That's what happens. So anyhow, glad you could be here with us today. How's the sound over there on TikTok? You hear me okay? How about YouTube? If you can, give me, type in a 1 if you would. How's the sound over there on our other feeds? Can you hear me all right? And I could see I need to adjust my little screen over here on my live, because it's moving my... Just shrink this up a hair, move this up a hair, whatever, however you want to say it. There we go. I was covering up the disclaimer that we have posted there, if you haven't read that. All right, West Coast, #1. There you go. Thank you. What about on TikTok? Anybody on TikTok? Can you hear me or not? What's going on over on TikTok land? Sound okay over there on TikTok? Hopefully it does. If it don't, let me know. I can turn my volume up if need to be, or you can turn your speakers up. All right, so what I have up in my background today is my Webull. This is the broker, my main broker that I use. I have another broker I use also, but this is Webull, and that's what I use for my general account and trading. So, and this is the software that comes with it. So what I have up on my screen right now, it says, you can see here NQ, it shows that there. That's the NASDAQ 100. That's what I traded today. I don't know if I traded the Dow earlier in the morning. I don't know that I went back and traded the Dow or not. I can't remember now, but it doesn't matter. I know I made good money on the NASDAQ today during that move, and a couple other scalps. I also gave away some money. had something go against me today, went red, and it is just what it is. It is what it is, what it is. I didn't regain everything back that I gave away on my small account that I was trading, but I got 2/3 of my gains back. It's still green for the day, but I did give up, I don't know, maybe $100, $150 maybe of my profits that I had gained today. So still very good day. I met my minimum goal that I like to see, my own little mental goal that I've always had from day one of trading. Really doesn't matter. Actually, I don't even need that much anymore, but it's still just a goal I've had, and it's just a nice round number I like to see myself earn on a daily basis. So good to see everybody joining over there. Glad you could be here with us today. All right. So if you have any questions about trading futures, feel free to type them into your chat box down below on your social media platforms, and we'll do our best to try to answer your question live for you as time allows. So anyway, glad you could be here. So, right. Good to see John and Darn Cricket, Paper Airplane, Big Red, GG, Triple G's back again, and Olin and Run Chip and Shemmeyer and Air Bear, and Jeffrey and LA Adventures, and Jed Butler and Nitram, and all of you over there, Marion over there also. Thank you for those follows, Ilis. We appreciate that. Appreciate all your likes and follows. Make sure you click share out our feed to all your friends and family and enemies, whoever you'd like to send it to, David and Neil and Frank and all the rest of you. A lot of you jumping in there today. Thank you for showing up today. Glad to have you here. So if you have questions, go ahead and type them in, and we'll do a walk around the block in the meantime, see what's going on. All right, so we have the NASDAQ still holding its own. It's pretty much back. Was it the NASDAQ we looked at earlier today, Ralph? I can't remember. It's almost back to where it was when the market opened on Monday. I know it was maybe about 200 or 150 points. I think it was a NASDAQ we looked at.
It was maybe 200 points. Yep, that was the NASDAQ.
Yep. I mean, it's down a little bit more since we looked at that, but all in all, it's been kind of a flat week, right? After the markets went way down, and now they went way up today. It's kind of wiped out any huge losses. Yeah, maybe technically down for the week, but it did recover most. So people tend to freak out. Oh my God, the market's crashing. Well, market goes up and down every day, right? And one thing I can guarantee you about the market's going to go up, and the market's going to go down, and the market's going to go sideways. Trade to trade is in front of you. Don't worry about it. Why do I say don't worry about it? Because what we learn here from Coach at American Dream Trading is that we learn how to make money when the markets go up. We learn to make money when the markets go down. And we even know how to make money when the markets go sideways through channel trading. So I don't care which way the markets go. Actually, like when the markets go down, it seems to me I do a lot better when the markets go down. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the panic selling or whatever. People trying to get out of their positions. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll trade it anyway. Today was all up trading. I tried. Matter of fact, I think one of my losses today was on the downside, I believe. Thanks. Hey, Jeffrey, child of God. Good to see you back. Like that name again, like I said the other day. Good to have you here with us. So ES, again, same thing to the upside. The NASDAQ generally mirrors it most of the days. So here's the NASDAQ chart. Right, same kind of dealio going on there. Also, you could probably sort of overlay it. I mean, it's a little bit different, but there's our candles there. Now let's take a look at the Russell. I haven't looked at that for quite a while, for quite a few hours actually. I'm gonna get rid of these lines off of here. Yes, delete all them lines off. There we go. Russell's definitely flat now. Russell, if I recall correctly, at the beginning, Russell really took off in anticipation of rate cuts, next month, of course, because they're very keen to the interest rates because they're a small cap company and they have to go to banks for loans, either to expand their operations or to fund their current operations. So they tend to really watch that. And then the Dow, one nice thing about the Dow, it hit an all-time new high today, here a little while ago, as a matter of fact. It's now the new high, record high ever of the Dow is $45,841. So that's kind of neat. The Nasdaq in the Dow, or the S&P did not do that, but the Dow did. Dow shot up to an all-time record high. Of course, also a new 52-week high as far as that goes. So anyhow, that was kind of neat to see that happen. We were I was looking at trading. I almost got into the Dow, but because of a lot of noise of the upside and the downside, I got in some choppy there for a little bit. And I'm going to lock that line in there. That's the all-time high. So I'm just going to make that a go level there just for the heck of it. Just because I can. There we go. So it's kind of flat right now. I'm maybe getting a little heavy to the downside. Today is Friday. People are going to take their profits, take their ball and go home and head to the Hamptons, right? Where all the rich cats hang out, all the cool kids, supposedly. Whether they do or not, I don't know. So they may start taking profit before the day's over. We see some weeks where that happens and the market will sell off. And other weeks, we'll see the market actually go up on a Friday, which I can't ever understand why they would do that. Make the market go up on a Friday, right? Because there's a lot of world events that can happen over the weekend that cause the market to plummet on Monday, right? So, but they do. It's whatever, wherever the money wants to put the money, right? So we're looking here. Let me look at this Dow again up here on my other screen. The Dow is coming down at a critical level here. You got this triple bottom here, right? So we got to watch for that. That is a critical level here, basically. You want to see a break and hold below this level. Now I can probably move this line down a little bit here. Let me just grab that and drag that down a little bit. Let me look back here. I've seen something. That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to drag this down just a hair. I can get a hold of it. There we go, right? I'm going to tweak that just a little bit right about there. So we're at a triple bottom. See, here it broke up through. It's not really a triple bottom, but it hung up here, here, and here. So I want to see, before I would enter a trade to the downside on YM, I want to see it break this line and another candle sitting on the shoulder of the previous candle like this. Here's your candle, and there's your next candle formed on the shoulder of the previous one. I want to see that exact same thing below this line before I would even consider entering a trade to the downside. That's my entry criteria. Now, part of the issue here is this is concerning. See all this noise over here? This is what I tried to go through a little earlier, and I ended up having a losing trade, was this mess here, and you had the same thing up here. So I was going to do it again. I'm like, nah, I already got smacked once in the mouth. So this here is can have some influence on the downside. So, but if it has a big sell-off to the downside, we can deal with it when that happens, right? So anyhow, so that's where that's at. See, we'll see here if this bounces. There's my candle below the level. Does that mean it's going to continue down or not? That I don't know, right? We're going to wait and see. This is where patience pays, all right? So looking over here also. Hang on here. Trying to do two things at once. The other thing I shouldn't be doing, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm over here looking. So this is a candle here. I'm not making a decision. This is broke, but it has not broke and held yet. I'm waiting on my next candle to give me a confirmation that this wants to continue to the downside. I'm watching my L2 over here a little bit. If I can get these numbers stretched out, let me stretch this way out here a little bit so I can see a little bit better. I forgot to adjust my mouse speed in this laptop here. Maybe I'll remember to do that. Matter of fact, let me write myself a note. So, because I said I was going to do that yesterday, and I didn't do it. So it expands the charts out quicker. All right, wrote myself a note. Maybe I'll remember. Anyway, that failed, didn't it? Well, if I'd have jumped in that, I'd have got my face ripped off, right? That's why I like to, and Coach teaches, wait on the break and hold. The key phrase in there is, keywords is and hold, right? And it didn't and hold, it only broke. All right, we're going to give it another little college try here, see what happens, right? I would like to see it come down to here somewhere about the 726s. And I'm looking here on the bid side, and what I'm watching here is that I do have a lot of numbers there to support the downside to that, actually, right? I'm looking. I'm going to spread this way out. That's the only problem. Sometimes these numbers get so jammed up, you can't tell what the real number is at the time. So I have some 718s down here. I have some minor, good size orders of 724 to the downside, some 716s there also, right? And let's see what this candle is going to do. This is my confirmation candle. Is this going to break and hold below? If it gets some good oomph for the downside, we're seeing some 720s down here, 722s. I got some 720s over here on my L2. My order book that would suggest it wants to come down there, but that don't mean it will, because people can come up here to the top and throw orders in over here, right, and run the price back up. And you can see that happening right now. So I got my break again, but not at and hold, right, on the shoulder of the previous candle. That would show me some strength to the downside if it did, right, in price of movement to the same way. It could happen up and down. And look at that. How much of a loss would that have been? That would have been a big loss. That candle there, whew, $5 a tick. No, let me measure it. That's 20. That would have been, $125 loss just on one contract that quick. Bang. Right? Is that right? My math right?
Yeah.
Apparently, I've been talking a lot today. I'm sure my paid members could confirm or deny that, but I'm losing my voice here for some reason. Got a little froggy thing going up here.
That's the right math. If I had my mic unmuted, I could have told you. At least forgetting to unmute that thing. But yeah, that was right.
That would have been a face ripper, right?
Yeah.
Patience waiting for that break, but it wasn't a face ripper because I didn't see the and hold part of the break and hold, right? Now, this doesn't mean this won't still come down, but right now I don't have any confidence, right? Because it didn't do the and hold part. See these orders over here, though? I got some 718s, 719s. That's clear down here, right here. There's some orders right there. Right now it's going up a little bit now, but I saw these orders that made it wanted to come down right to that. I'll make that yeller. How's that? We'll make that yeller. We'll make it really big, too, while we're at it, all right? That way it's not really big, but so you can see it. There's where the orders are sitting on the L2 that I was ready to jump in as soon as that had a confirmation to the downside that I knew there was orders down. There still is orders there, but they're just fighting the price right now. It's just crazy, right? So I'm staying away until it changes course. Right now, it's ugly. Now, what did I say earlier? I was worried about this little noisy mess over here. See these things? See these candles here? That might have a direct influence on why I did that, right? And that's why I didn't get in this trade earlier, but for that reason, okay? But just because of this little bit of choppiness over here, right? This whole thing, it's just a little bit ugly. Same thing down here, right? A little rough down here, too, while we're looking, while we're at it, right? So I'm just going to put some temporary. Now, that's not really probably a good historical level, but it is as of today, right? So that's all that matters. If they're thinking that's smart, that's a line they want to watch, well, then so be it. I can't do anything about that, right? So anyhow, I don't know why I did that. Now I got to stretch this all out again, dummy. I put that on auto reset, so I got to stretch this out. And seeing how I didn't change my mouse speed on here. I'm not about to go in there and try that right now. I don't want to mess up this computer. So I got myself a note this time. If I don't write it down or set an alarm, I'm not going to remember. All right, so here we are. Where's it at? Right where if I'd have got in that trade, I probably would have come out okay, right? But, I didn't get the reason I didn't get in was because I didn't have to get that confirmation to the downside. This is still weak. Why? Because this one didn't even start on the shoulder of it. Even though it's coming down lower, it may bounce right here too. It didn't. These are right here together. No strength to this trade. So now it doesn't mean this can't just plummet like crazy and go down, right? But is this candle going to start on the shoulder of the other one? Nope. Oh, look at that. What did I say number I was looking at? Right there it is. It hit it. What's it doing? Pausing. Now I'm seeing some 711s down here, 710s. That's kind of showing me maybe it wants to come down, right? Maybe I could do something with that, right? I don't know. We'll see here. Let's watch this and see what it does, right? And we'll see if we can do anything with it. We'll just watch, right, to the downside. See if this is actually going to do anything or not. Is it just going to sit here and play games, right? And I see 708s down here now. See these numbers here? They are coming to the downside. We'll see what happens, right? Watching there, 708, all right? 709, 708, just bebopping back and forth here. They really don't know what they want to do, right? Here to the downside, right? I need to give this some time here to breathe, move around a little bit, right? See what it wants to do. I'm not going to sit here forever. What the heck? Did I just, oh, I thought I entered a trade and got stopped out. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't enter a trade. I was looking at it, right? I was watching it. Scared myself there. I thought I entered a trade and took my eyes off of it. But, so now we're getting 713, 7 there, 7 there. So it's fooling around here. There's some 712s. What I'm watching is right here. These numbers I'm calling out are right here. 712, 711. I want to see these numbers get small to the downside if it's going to continue here or if it's going to bounce back off and stay up above this level. Right now, there's 710s. They're still fighting over the price is what they're doing. Yeah, I can watch up here and get the same info, but if I'm watching the downside, I'm looking at these numbers. There's a 705 down there. That'd be great if it go down there, right? But so I'm watching these numbers here to the downside. So if I'm in a short, that's what I'm watching. That's how I do it anyway. It's easier if it's at the bottom of the number one. It's at the bottom of the L2. I can see it, right? I don't have to try to figure out what's here in the middle, all these stupid numbers, right? So that's why. That's really one of the reasons I really do it that way. So we'll watch it. We're going to keep our eye on the prize here and see what we can get out of this, if anything, right? You know, because Mark has multiple accounts, you know, that he likes to play with sometimes. Probably when he shouldn't be playing with the other account, but unfortunately Mark is playing with the other account as we speak right now because Mark's foolish sometimes that way, right? We'll see here. What other numbers? 700s. Would you think a 700 would be a nice round number for that to stop going down to, right? There's 705s, 704s. There's still some numbers there. 704s at the bottom there a little bit, right? They're still there. 705. So if these numbers start getting bigger, then it's going to pull back up, right? So that's the thing you got to watch. There's 703s. It hasn't got down there. It's still at 713. Here's the price, right? The price up here is what the real price is now. So I'm 715 versus 707 at the bottom of the L2. That's what I'm watching to see if it wants to pull down that far, right? As long as those numbers start getting smaller, it's going to eventually pull down that far. And I would think right now that 704, 705, it's kind of a tough thing there, right? So we'll see what happens. I'm going to be patient. Now we see 700 at the bottom. It's still $10 difference, 10-point difference. There it comes down to that 705. I have a line there, right? So I might even want to take profit if it got down there. We'll see. Now I'm seeing 699s, right? It might want to pull even lower. We'll just watch and see what happens. It is Friday. It might want to take profit. You know, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this down to the 700. Why? Because that's just a nice little round number, right? People like round numbers. I know I do, right? Because it's attractive, right? It's an easy thing to look at. Now I'm at 703s again, right? So let's see if this is going to play down there more. 703, 702. I like to see them 690s. There we go. All right, there's number. We're down to 704 now. There is 690s below that 700, but we'll see. I would expect when it gets to that 700 mark, it might pause there, but we'll see. There are orders down there, 697 right now, but again, we're at 708. We still have a ways to go. We still have 8 points to move to the downside. There are orders down there at that 700 mark, right? How patient can we be and wait and see if we can get down there to the 700? These are the things you do when you're in a trade. You talk to yourself. What do I see? Say it out loud. Talk like a crazy person yourself, just like I'm talking right now. I try to get our members to do the same thing, right? Talk it out loud. Why am I still in this trade? Why am I still sitting here, right? Kind of thing. Now, there we go. We're losing ground, right? There's 704s. It's still there, but, you know, are we pulling back here? Should I panic? Should we get out of the trade if we're in it? You know, whatever. Those are decisions. What is keeping me in the trade? Well, I'm going to go with that 719 level. That's my line in the sand if I was in a trade, right? If it goes above that, well, you know, things probably ain't looking too good, right? So we'll see. We'll watch what happens. You know what? I'm also on a 2-minute chart. You know, if I'm going to scalp that, it would be nice to be on a, but I'm going to put it back on a 2-minute chart just because, crap. I got to reset this chart again. Yeah. Now I wish I would have fixed that mouse speed so when I touch this thing, it would go right through it, right? Hang on here. Hang on. Get back to where it was. Should have never touched it to start with. All right, so it's hanging here. It's at the 9. If this don't bounce off the 9, that means it might have a chance to go to the upside. So, you know, if you're in a trade, you know, we'll see what happens with that. All right, we'll see if this bounces off the 9. That's an indicator. It will tend to do that a lot of times. It didn't break and hold above the line, did it? Nope. Let's see if we get this bounce, pull back down, get back below that 719. I'm looking down here at the bottom, seeing 711s, and it's at 720, 709. It's a 10-point spread between the top of the L2 and the orders at the bottom of the L2. So I would like to see a big order appear down here at the bottom. That would really pull it down. But here we're fighting. It's getting some strength to the upside. That's kind of, you know, if you're in a short, that's probably not good, but it's still below there. You have to trust your indicators, and that's hard to do, to stomach that, right, that movement. Is it making you nervous? Is it making you sweaty, right? Well, you know, that's where you trust the levels that you drew on your chart, and you try to trust your indicators as much as possible, right? You still have to have a line in the sand to get out of the trade, right? And this would have been it right here, right? So we'll see. 715's at the bottom of the L2. Yep, see, this is a strength, getting strength to the upside, right? We got 717s now at the bottom of the L2 instead of 700s like we had previously. 714, 713s. Was that a fake out? Well, look at how fast that moved back down there, huh? 711, 710s, right? Here, there we go. 708, 7 back down, right? It did not break and hold above the 9, did it? It went above it. It got kind of scary there for a second. Did you freak out? Did you jump out because it broke above the 9? It didn't break above the 9. Did you get scared when you seen the candle go above the 9? Well, there you go. There's another reason to wait and make sure it breaks and what? Holds above the levels that you have. So this is the kind of training that we get from Coach on a daily basis here at American Dream Trading. Now, this is showing strength to the upside. Look at all the candles we have, but it still has not broke and held above the 9 yet, right? So is it time to panic? Well, I know you're probably getting all itchy, scratchy. Hey, you better get out of that trade if you're down to the downside, right? What is the trend? The trend is also to the downside right now, right? You see how all them candles have been going down for a while? Again, this could reverse in a heartbeat, right? It's the end of the day. Anything could happen. People want to get out or change their positions for the weekend, right? So this is what you do. You talk yourself through the trade. Do I need to get out? Is it broken, held above the 9? Where am I getting out? Where's my line in the sand, right? Mine's going to be if it breaks and holds above the 9, but it hasn't done that yet, right? It's not looking good right here, though, is it? But let's talk through it. Has it broken, held? No. What's the orders that I have at the bottom of L2? 713, 712s. There it is. Numbers are dropping a little bit again. Now back to 714, 713s, right? Now this thing could take off and pop to the upside like crazy in a hurry, right? It sits here, or people will say, here's the other psychology. What depends which one you want, line of thinking you want. Well, it doesn't really want to go up. I'm going to just get out of my position, take my profit, and go home. Or I'm going to this is probably going to be weak and get in a short and play it to the downside. Now I'm back down to 707s, right? There we go. Back down. Are we teasing? There's 704, 704, 705s. And we were just at 720s a minute ago, right? 725s. See how that goes in there? All right. So again, the trend is down, but I'm using my L2 to see if I want to stay in this trade, right? I do have to, you get down to the 700 level. That's just such a nice even number. And you can see it failed here before that, right? So I'm still watching these numbers over here, seeing what's going on. This is consolidating. This is the hardest thing to do, is to sit through consolidation. In other words, it's going sideways, right, in our trade. And I talk a lot, don't I? Well, I'm talking myself through the trade. What am I going to do, right? And I'm also explaining my thought process in the same manner, right? So I got 709s. I'd like to see that get down there, showing 700 or 690s again to make that pull back down. It's still weak. Again, this thing can get up to the upside in a hurry, right? It's been trying. The energy seems to want to push it up, but, trade to trade that's in front of you. As it broke and held above the 9. Now you can see the 9's getting heavy. It's coming down. It's going to be easier to break above the 9 now, right? So now your line in the sand has changed where it's at as far as the dollar value of your trade. So now we got 704s. It's going to come back down and try this again or what? You know, we'll wait and see here. See what happens, right? Patience. There's 710, 710, 711s. Look at that big pop back to the upside again, right? Now it's above the 9. Has it broken, held above the 9 is the question. It is above the 9, but has it broke and held above the 9? Break and hold, or is this a fake out again? Is it going to give up? Give up the ghost. We got 2 seconds here for it to decide where it's going to go. Well, is that the break and hold above? We'll see here, right here on this candle, right? Let's see what it's going to do. It's sitting there. Volume died. They don't even know what to do with it, right? It is strength to the upside, like we said earlier, right? It's trying to get up off this level. And there's my original line I drew. What is that, 719 that I drew on there? But it's still consolidating here, right? It's still touching the 9. The wick's still got a fingernail on that 9, doesn't it? Just doesn't want to go away. Wow, this is a tough trade here. Could you have sat through all this mess? Or would you just said, screw it and I'm out, right? You know, so it depends on how you want to do it. This is good training here, really, because this is teaching you patience, trusting your indicators. So now that we look at a chart, did it break and hold above the 9? Did it?
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Not at any time, right? I'm still looking at that 700 that I saw there earlier. There's 701s on my chart now. There's 705s. It's still fighting it. It's got to break below them other candles, right? Really, to get down there. And right now, that's a level of resistance right there. I don't have to draw a line. I can see that bottom of those candles right here, right? Can I not? This right here. See right here at the bottom of these candles? I can draw a line there, right? You can see it. You can see it visually, but let me draw one there anyway, just so those of you playing at home can see it, right? So it's got to get below that bottom line, this line right here, right? This is the one I'm watching, right? See what happens. See if we can get down any further. I'm still thinking about that 700 down there earlier, right? They may have gave up on it. The problem is I can't see the L2 at 700 because you only have 10 lines whenever you're trading futures. You don't have that 30 or 50 lines of L2 to look at. So I don't know what's still, somebody still has them orders in at the 700 level or not. They may have already abandoned and it doesn't exist there anymore. Until this goes down there, I can't tell. So I'm keeping my eye on that. See if that 700 is still there. There's 702s at the bottom, right? 702s at the bottom, right? 702 still there. They're still hanging up here where this previous level. This is a support level, right? Because that's where these other candles stopped. Until it breaks that, breaks and hold below that, it can't go down, right? Somebody's got to decide they want to sell off here, right? And here it goes. There's 700 at the bottom of my L2. There's 699s. But the current price is 708. I'm just reading off the numbers they hit here. That shows that it might want to pull down, right? And there we go. There it comes down, coming down. What's that number right there? 700, is it not? Is it not 700 right there? What's it probably going to do here? It's probably going to bounce here or stop here, right? Unless I get some big orders, people start freaking out. Oh my God, it's selling off. Get out, right? They'll freak out and they'll start panic selling. Or maybe not, right? You just don't know. So it touched that 700. Are we going to go down and retest it? Let's see, right? Keep talking through it, right? If you got in up here, way up here, you don't care about all this little movement. It might be making you nervous when you're watching your profit go up and down, but you know, if you got in when you should had, then you're going to have to tough it out and see. Now you can take your profit, take your ball, and go home, right? There's nothing wrong with that either. There's 700s. I'm going to watch these numbers here. Make sure these don't climb too much, right? Coming back up to test that same level that we just broke through, right? It's testing it here. Are we going to reject off this 711, 712, 7, whatever it is, 11 that I got there, right? Let's see. Let's see if that happens, right? We're going to sit in this and watch this. This is part of what you do as a day trader, right? If you're a scalper, you would have probably been in and out a bunch of times, maybe if you were a good scalper. If you're playing a little bit longer view, you know, maybe I want to see it go below the 700. Those don't right there. See that right now at the bottom? 700. There was a 15 order. That's bigger than the rest of the order. It's still saying that it wants to pull down. I'm looking at my L2. Now again, think about the L2 order book. That is not firm orders. Those are orders that people can cancel at any time. They're just orders they put in that haven't been executed at all, right? So those all can evaporate in a heartbeat. So, but I'm looking at them, right? Just to seeing what's going on here. You know, we still right here at this level, back on the 9 again. Will it reject and go back down? I don't know. I'm seeing 701s back down at the bottom of the 9. It's about a $10 spread between the top of it and the bottom. But when people see big orders towards the bottom of the L2, it'll act like a magnet to draw the price down. So why would I want to pay $10 more than I need to if I can go down and join that person at the bottom, right? Let's get in cheaper. Why pay more, right? So that's how we make money when we look at these things. So I'm still watching that L2 down there, right? There's 702s kind of holding on down there, right? It's still below the 9. Has it broken, held above the 9 yet? Has it? No, right? This is a tough trade. This is tough when you get into this kind of chop, right? The other thing down around the 690 level, there's the bottom of the channel too, so we got to watch that. How do I know that? Because I'm looking at my chart on my other screen with Coach's 3.0 indicator on my trading view, and it shows me that's the bottom of the channel. So that's a critical level for me also to be watching. So there's 699s, there's 700 still there, 698s. Let's get down to 690s. That would be really good. That would help pull it down at the bottom of the L2. I want to see them numbers get smaller and smaller. And again, I'm calling out the last 3 digits, 45,697. I'm just saying 697. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see if we can get back down, touch that 700. Now, maybe if it gets back down that way, I ain't going to piss around as much. I might just take my profit and get out of Dodge, right? I see it can't really break it, you know, it's getting a little weak, whatever, right? Here we are testing the 9 again. Is it going to break above that, hold above the 9? We'll see. We have, well, this just started this candle, so we actually have 45 seconds left on this candle. So we'll see what happens here. It is, again, fighting up and down. There's my little yellow line. Oh, there's a 21. That can't be good, right? That's showing strength to the upside. That's not going to be good when it's testing the 21. Question is, will it reject here off the 21? It has been respecting the 21, this whole downtrend. It never broke and held above the 21. So this is another indicator you can use as a final out if you want, if you can afford that much of a spread on your trade, right? So big candle to the upside. That's not looking good for staying down, is it, right? It might want to just shoot up there. So we'll see what happens with this candle. Is it the time expires on it? It's got 4 seconds. Is it going to stay above, or is it going to pull back here on the next candle, right? We'll see what happens. There's a 21, and it is it's staying above there, right, to the upside. So now the other thing, what other levels do we have here, right? Is it going to stay up here? We got this other level at 33. Might be a period of resistance. It might reject off that also, 733-ish, right? Because that was an area here of resistance on the way down, right? So these are the things you go through, right? So do I want to go to the upside now? Those are the decisions you have to make by using your indicators and the levels on your chart. As you can see, I'm like the 718 now here at the bottom of my L2, right? So it has broken, held above the 21. That is a sign of possible strength to the upside. Hasn't broke above the 55, but we are hanging up at this 733 level. We're currently at 730, 729 now, right? So up here on the right side, top right's the current price, this big 45, 728, right? And this here is what I'm looking at, the L2, whether it wants to pull back down or not, right? So anyway, we'll see here. Is those numbers going to pull back? Is it going to lose strength, reject off this 733 level and stay down there? Now it's going to have to retest the 21 and the 9. It will probably bounce off the 9 back to the upside. You know, just because those indicators are there, those are potential bounce points, right? As is our levels that we have drawn on our chart. So you have to do this. Where's the strength to the upside? The overall trend, though, the market is down right now, right? However, it's showing a little bit of oomph to the upside. So this is a lot of chop one way or another. This is a hard trade to get into, right, and manage. Now, if you're a scalper, you would already took profit on probably a lot of these candles, in and out kind of thing, right? But we'll play this. We'll just sit here and watch this because we've been seeing it cross these levels and indicators, and the 733 is a good spot here for it to. Or is that 728? 728, right? 733 is the one I said earlier. Yeah, that's where I got that number for. If it goes above that 733, that's a good place for it to go up to. But right now we're at 732. Is it going to retest now for the 4th time and reject off there, or are we going to finally break out on through the other side, right? So we'll see. It's getting weak. All right, we got 721s at the bottom. It's maintaining it's maintaining basically $10 there difference between the upper and lower. This is a crappy trade, but you're managing your trades. Patience, right? Now it's broken, held above the 9. As long as it stays up there, then that would be a trade to the upside, right? If it breaks and hold below the 9 and those other levels there, right now you got to reevaluate your position. So I play trades on break and holds above the 9, and I play trades on break and holds below the 9, but I'm also looking at the big picture. Where's my levels at? Where's my other indicators? Where's the 9? Where's the 21 to 55? Where's VWAP in the 200, right? I know the 200's way up there. I'm not worried about those. All I'm doing is dealing with my historical levels that I have drawn on this chart. And really on this chart, historical levels are just today's numbers. Watch this. Let's take a look at the L2. Is it losing steam over here? Well, there's 712s at the bottom. It's at 723 right now. We'll see what happens here. It's going to test the 9, and it'll test that 719 again. We'll bounce off the 21 and the 9, which are together. It's trying to do a little bit of a crossover here. But if it loses support here, it'll go right back down again, right? So this is a critical decision right here. If you were playing that to the upside, whether you stay in a trade or not, right? So here you go, all right? So let's go down. Let's see what we can do here. Look at the chaos in this. This is just a mess, right? Doesn't know what it wants to do. Let's go back down. Let's play it to the down. Let's go down. Let's do that. Let's try that again. Maybe that'll work, right? We can't break on through to the upside. Let's try the downside. And there we are. Now we're back down my yellow line that I drew previously. That's 719. Now it's back down, right? And it's coming back. Let's see if it's going to go back to this other level. See, oh, look at that. Back down to 702s at the bottom of that L2 already. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy. Is it going to break down below the 700 level this time? It's right down there. Here's the target, what I keep talking about the whole time, 700, right? I don't know. I don't know if we can make it that far. It's going to be tough to get there, right? But it might. You just never know, right? You never know. Let's see what it does. It's just a noun. The only reason I said that number is because it's a nice, round, even, fancy number, right? All right, so let's see. What do we got? 700s back down here at the bottom of our L2. Let's see if we get into the 690s. If it does that, that'll help pull it down. If not, it'll bounce right here. So we got 703, 704s, all right? It's hanging here. Again, they don't know what they want to do. Once again, come on, what do you want to do? Let's just pull it down and be done with it for the day. We know you want to take your profits and go home, right? Why not? Let's do it. Let's get her down there. Let's get down there. 704s, 702s. Down to the bottom there, the price is dropping. It's just fighting. Every one of these levels, see how it stops at those lines I have drawn? Once you become a good trader and learn how to chart, this gives you confidence to help you stay in or when to get out of a trade, right? When it reaches these levels on your chart. So makes you a confident trader, it really does, right? And by using the L2. Now, you don't have to know the L2. It's just another tool. I love using it. I trade with it all the time. It just gives me an idea where the current orders are setting. Again, these are not real orders until they're executed. These are orders that are put in there but not executed. So they can be canceled, moved, added to, subtracted to. So you can't really technically, well, you kind of can, but I do. I use it extensively as part of my trading procedures here, the way I trade. There's some 697s. There's some 696s. We're down to a real price of 706. So when I'm calling out these numbers, I know the price is coming down, right, without looking elsewhere. So right there we go, So let's go, right? There it is. There's the 700. Trying to touch it again, the 702, right? Is it going to hold there? Is it going to reject? Whatever, right? So I know you couldn't hear it at home, but I just got out of that trade. I made $80 profit on that trade. What do you mean you made $80? Well, what you don't know is I was trading this on my other system, my small account. Why I was talking through this, I was on my other computer screen over here, which I say I never do, trade live, right? I could have done it here, but this is not this paper trading. I traded it right down to that 700, right? So, and what I was saying out loud, I was actually talking to myself, but that's what you do, right? Here you go. There's that 700. You know why I sold off? I sat through that the whole time because I didn't want to lose. And I could see, I knew that wanted to come down here. I could see it, right? There, look at that big order, 792. Wants to pull down below the 700 now, right? I knew it was heavy. It just, I hung in there. Now, what I actually got in up, well, I don't even know where I got in. I'd have to go look, but I got in up, where did I get in at? Up here? Above this line, I think. I forget now. Anyway, I got down here. I rode, and I would never do this again. I rode that. I went down and I let that go up. I remember I kept saying, did it break and hold above the 9? Nope, nope, nope. Only one time did, right? Temporarily. Right here, right? And it pulled right back down again. So I got fortunate actually on that trade, but I think I made like maybe, I don't know for sure. I think I maybe made $8 on one E-mini. It was all I was trading on, the small account. And I have this small account that I'm demoing a new broker with, and I'm also sharing it live in front of our paid members every single day live in our live Zoom call. So look at that. If I just stayed in a little longer, but I didn't. You know why I got out of there? Well, for one, I was back into profit because I was in a losing trade when it was up here, right? When it went above that yellow line, I was in a losing trade, right? Now look at it plummet. Look at that. If I'd stayed in there, right? Should I jump back in it now? Well, probably not. I don't know. We'll see. Because now people are going to take profit once it gets down here. I have a line at 682. 682 on my other chart. So I have a line right here. Now, if it could break below that, that might be a different story, but 682, and I got a line right there. What did NASDAQ do? Did NASDAQ move either anyway that way or not? Let's take a look. So anyway, I actually was live trading it, talking to myself out loud while talking to you. I probably don't want to do that very often. That's a recipe for disaster, trading your live account while you're talking to other people. But you will notice one thing. I did all the talking. I wasn't answering questions. I wasn't looking anywhere else but my screen, right? I was looking at this screen here, but I had an active trade up over here. I had my mouse parked on my exit button, so I was ready to get out of it. All I had to do is make one click, and it closed my trade out. But I was doing all my talking and making my judgment calls off of this. So, all right, I don't know if that helped anybody or bored you to tears, but that's what you got to do sometimes when you're in a trade. You need to talk to yourself out. I highly recommend you talk to yourself out loud like a crazy person, just like I did, sitting in your own room by yourself, and your family thinks you're nuts. Who are you talking to? I'm talking to my trade. I'm talking to the L2. I'm trying to say, come on, you can do it, right?
You can do it!
There you go, and it did do it. Now that was quite the ride, even for me. I'm a scalper. I'm usually only in a candle or two and I get out. I actually walked that through. I was a little cocky on believing that it was going to come back down there, but this was just noise, right? All this stuff here was just noise, right? On the downtrend. It's nothing but a downtrend, right? Was I kind of worried there when it popped back up? I was when I went above the 21. But then I looked at the L2 and seen an order down there that wanted to pull back down. That's the only thing that made me not get out for a loss. That one little thing I saw a flash of, right? And so anyway, it worked out to my benefit. Instead of being down, I don't know what I was down. I wasn't paying attention, but I think I made maybe 80 bucks on that trade. So there you go. What do you think? Do you think I sound like a crazy guy talking like in 90 mile an hour? All right? This is what we do. We try to talk through our trades. You should do the same thing. If you verbalize it out loud, your brain is hearing it. It might make more sense, or it may not make a lick of sense. I know I wasn't making a lick of sense when it went above the 21, right? A matter of fact, I'd never let it, well, I shouldn't say never. Never is a strong word. But generally, my break and hold above the 9 is my out, which happened to be at the 21. So it ended up okay. So it's been respecting the 21 all day. And it never actually broke away from the 21 on the trade. Yeah, well, it did right here, I guess. Looks a little different on Webull than it does TradingView. And I was actually looking at that on TradingView, seeing it wasn't. It's off a hair difference. What do you think? Crazy? Too insane? Why did I trade that like that? Well, if you go back and look at it, you know, in an expanded view, it really didn't move all that much, right? Look at that. It's just a nice general roll, right? Now, when you zoom in and look at the individual candles, it really looks crazy, right? But if you look at it from a bird's eye view, it really wasn't that horrible, right? What was it moving? 30 points maybe? What did this get up here? We'll call that, we'll just say 615. I don't know. Did it go to 615? I don't know. What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I changed the screen. Sorry. Never mind. Wrong screen. I forgot to switch to look at the NQ. It really, if you look here, it's just kind of in this channel, right? Doesn't look that horrible this way now that I look at it, but when I had it spread out, man, that was chaotic looking, right? So if I'd have looked at it this way, I probably would have been less nervous, right? See, the 20, it did respect the 21. I was looking at the wrong chart. I didn't think it broke and held above the 21. I know it touched it, and it didn't. So the reason I said that is because when I looked, I did a quick glance. I'm like, well, if this breaks above the 9, does it respect the 20? Will it bounce off the 20? When I say respect, in other words, will it bounce off of it? So you can see it respected the 9. I said the times, I looked back real quick. The times that it did break, did it bounce back off the 21? Yeah, kind of. But see, this really didn't move all that much, you know, even though it was a little chaotic. There's 733 down to 730 points, right? So it wasn't a huge drop, but that was very, very chaotic. And the only reason, like I say, the only reason I did stay in it because I was already in it and I didn't want to lose. So, but I was getting ready to rip the Band-Aid off. I had my finger on the button, believe me. So, Mark, don't do that again. Let's see. Let me review up here on Tiki Talks. Do you invest to Viking? No, I don't know any Vikings. No, we don't. I don't recall. That's a fun family. I assume you're talking about. There's so many of them out there. There's thousands of them you can do, right? We are real. This is Coach's account. I'm Mark McC. I'm one of the training moderators, so I also use his account. That way it's the American Dream Trading account. It does say ADD Coach. We've had multiple accounts. One, we actually made a mistake and violated the terms, and they closed that one, so we had to open another one. But this is the American Dream Trading Coach. That's what ADT stands for. Make sure it does say ADT Coach. So there are a lot of fake accounts out there, right? So, and there's people that mirror other accounts. So, yep. Anyway, you should, even if you happen to be on a fraud account, you should never interact. Nobody should ask you to send them money when you're in any of these social media things, right? You should go directly to their business their business website. Don't ever exchange money because there are so many fake accounts, and they can put a little space or a dot or something in their name, and if you don't catch that, you know, you can get scammed. So even if somebody is mirroring this feed and making it appear as the real coach, even though it's not, you never give money to a social media live stream, right? I mean, same way on TikTok Shop, right? You have tens and hundreds of thousands of creators using the TikTok Shop. But the TikTok Shop is its own separate, I don't know if it's a website or it's an e-commerce site, right? It's not owned by any of the creators, right? The content creators. It's all one central location, right? And they just basically are directing you to that place to buy their wares, whatever it is they're selling today, right? So never ever click on a link inside of a social media platform. Go to their actual website and confirm, right? Just another way to be safe on the interwebs. All right. What are we saying here? Dunya's there, JB, yeah, whatever. By the way, JB, if you're still there, we don't talk about individual stocks and those kind of things inside or in there. We are here to talk about futures. Now, I'll look at something for you. But as far as any suggestions on buying or selling or that kind of stuff, we don't do that. All right, is there nobody home or what? I see there's over 38 in the live on TikTok right now on this feed. What about YouTube? How many's over there? That's it, 18, a lousy 18? Come on, YouTube. Got to be more than that. Over on our YouTube feed, which is American Dream Trading on YouTube, you can go over there and view over 2,000 absolutely free training videos. coaches different strategies, things you can look at. Highly recommend you start with a 2-minute EWO strategy. It'll be under the tab that they're sorted by content. Now, they're not all sorted properly, but they're there. And also, make sure you click subscribe to the YouTube feed. That way you have a backup feed. All right, what do we got? Any questions about what I just did there? Was that crazy? Did it show you anything? Did it show you I might be an idiot? What is it? James says, what EMAs you're using? Doug, thank you for answering. 921.55. And what you really didn't see on this screenshot here that I'm showing you is VWAP and the 200 MA. Doug has already answered that for you. Thank you, Doug, one of our moderators. And Doug is also a training moderator here in our futures program. Doug's everywhere, though. Doug's everywhere. He's omnipresent. I think he's omnipresent. He's everywhere. He helps out everywhere, as all of our moderators do. We're not just stuck in one room. We help out the entire ADT Corporation, and it is a corporation. It's a legally licensed corporation. Been in business over 5 years. 3 of them live every single day on the interwebs, right? So we all help out everywhere, and I'm the face of the social media right now on futures. If you remember Ange helped build it up. Her and Aaron and Coach and the other moderators that were involved in that helped build this up. She was the face on the social media for a while, and she decided she just didn't really care for that much, right? She still helps train and everything, and is still an active part of it. But so we have really 4 moderators that are here day in and day out. We have other moderators that will pop in and out, but we have 4. We have myself, we have Ange and Doug and Ralph. So, and the good thing about that is if for some reason one of us can't be here, the other one can cover, right? Or if I go on a break, if I'm happen to be talking and sharing my screen, I can go take a break and Ange will share the screen, share hers, or Doug will take the screen, or Ralph, or whatever, right? So it takes a lot of people to run this program, believe it or not. A lot of work involved behind the scenes. So, like any other corporation, there's not just one person. Doug is always there. All right. Bucko is over there. He's one of our crypto moderators and trainers in the crypto part of AmericanDreamTrading.com, which we're trying to avoid saying that DOT-COM phrase because apparently TikTok don't like that. They think you're promoting something that's not yours. So we're trying to, if you don't hear me say DOT-COM anymore, there's a reason for that. I want to say it every time I start saying our name, but we learned through research that the TikTok doesn't like. YouTube could care less, but TikTok for some reason has taken offense to people giving their full website addresses out. And I get it, right? There's scammers everywhere. It doesn't mean everybody's a scammer, right? So it punishes the good ones and maybe controls the bad ones. I don't know. Sometimes you run to about reasoning, but we're using their platform. It doesn't cost us technically a dime, right, to use it, right? So got to play by their rules or create your own software, right? I don't think I want to be involved in creating a new TikTok. That seems like a lot of work. A lot of expense. All right. What else we got going over there? James is hanging out. Nunya is hanging out over there. So, what else? I can't believe you people don't have any quit. We are on Twitch, by the way. Doug's not on Twitch. Doug, are you on Twitch? You ever been on Twitch? You got a Twitch account?
I have a Twitch account, but I don't spend any time over there.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I'm a moderator on Twitch, but it's been forever since I've actually physically logged on to it.
Yeah,
myself.
I manage the YouTube and the TikTok. That's enough for me.
Yeah. Well, we actually have a handful of members that do log in every day through Twitch. So it is used, believe it or not.
I should relook at that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you can subscribe to that, nothing else. And if you're on there one of these days, have the Bruno or Coach make you a moderator of it officially, in case you happen to watch it. CVS Frogs over there, a couple others. Oh, look where we're at again. Do I want to jump in this mess again? Who wants me to jump in this trade again? Who wants me to be involved in all that chop again? Who wants me to? Anybody want me to? No, I'm not going to. I'm not putting myself through that again. Not too much chop. All right. I'd rather have something nice and smooth and easy money. Oh, look at ES taking a nap over here. What the heck? What's up with ES, which is the S&P 500? It's just taking a dirt nap over here, isn't it?
Doing much.
Wow. But I'm better trading that. I could have scalped one candle at a time on that mess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Probably been better off. I would have talked a lot less, too. Whew, I'm kind of dizzy from talking so much. Did I take a breath that whole time? I don't know. Did anybody see? Did I take a breath?
I don't know. I think you breathe through your nostrils and talk through your mouth.
I don't know. I think I just absorbed the oxygen through my skin. I'm not sure. Oh, look, I got a break and hold over here on the Qs. Break and hold below the 9 and below the 55. Where in the heck's, it's clear down there. That's a mile away. Oh, man, that'd be a great trade to downside if it starts selling off. Oh, I got to go just take a look and see where they are. Let me load that up on my other system here so I can see, because I have it charted out extensively, so I want to see what my chart looks like, because I don't use Weeble to chart with. Ooh, there's a big gap right there. Oh, look at that, down at a 552. That would be the line in the sand to get out of this trade. There's a strong support down here around, I have it around the 552. You might as well call it 553, maybe even a little bit above it. There's a strong support down that area, right? Could even be as much as 558. We'll split the difference, right? In case this happens to pull, I'll just call it 555. How's that? That's not an official number, but I can't see my chart good enough right now to see. Let's see here. Do we want to play this to the downside at all here? What do you think? What's the L2 showing me? Anything? Well, L2 is showing me nothing really big orders to the downside. Now, what it does show me on a 1 minute chart here, I'm going to switch to the 1 minute for this deal. Because this shows me on a 1 minute chart, the 200 MA is right there. And that's a critical bouncer right there. Till it breaks and holds above that, I will not enter that trade. Now, on the 200, it's a different story. It's way down there, but you got to trade the chart you're going to use, right? And you can see it kind of resisted just that area naturally anyway. Now, the reason it bounced there is really not so much because it bounced before it. I actually have a line at 588. So 588-ish, I'm going to pop a line, which is probably right about, let me see here. Yeah, whatever. 586. I have a line at 588 on my chart, an older line. I'll just call it 586 for now. That's close enough, right? I don't care. So we'll just use that. We'll use the bottom of this candle. How's that? That'll even be better. But I have one at 588, and this is at 585. So I move that to 588 like I have on my other chart. Let me see what it does here. Grab it. 588. It's right there about the middle. We'll keep it right there. How's that? That's why some of that was moving. But if I'm using a 1 minute chart, I got to use the indicators that I'm using, right? And I have this 555 I'm going to use as my downtrend to the downside if it happens to make it that far. Now, I'm waiting on TikTok thing. That's my hour alarm that I set for my feeds on TikTok, because usually it's about an hour. I start getting a puzzle piece doodad, but I don't have it yet. Yesterday was about an hour and a half before it kicked up, but we'll see here. So I'm kind of interested in this trade here. It has the potential for a big open downside pull, but right now it's not really showing any enthusiasm. It wants to stay up here with its brothers and sisters in this channel right here. See, it's been in this channel for quite a while, right? There's really no incentive for it to leave other than people wanting to sell it on a Friday and get out, right? We haven't had a real big sell-off on a Friday, have we, lately? It's been kind of like dull, right? I can't remember without going back and look last couple of weeks. Well, I know we've had them, right? So, but I don't seem to recall too much. All right. Man, I only got an hour talking left if my voice lasts that long.
You can do it.
I can do it.
You can do it!
There we go. All right, maybe we'll quit talking. How's that? We'll just stare in silence. You can just look at my ugly mug. How's that? Come on. Now, so what is my entry? What is my entry here? It's a break and hold below the 200 on a 1 minute chart. That means I want to see this kind of thing. I want to see candle below the 200, this blue line, and I want to see the next candle with some oomph to the downside on the shoulder of the previous candle this here. That's ideally what I want to see. This would be my break candle, and this would be my confirmation or my break and hold, right? Now I just want to see that right here on the 200. See how these wicks keep touching it and bouncing back off? Now the one good thing is these indicators are getting a little heavy right now, starting to push down, right? It may help keep it down there on NQ. I got how much of a spread I got here? I got 90 to 86, so there's only about a $3 to $4 spread between the top of the L2 and the bottom. A couple of dollars from the, well, I should say from the current price, 90 to 88, $2 points. Say dollars, but it's really points is what they call it. That's the real term for it. I might even want to play this game again. I don't know. I really don't want to sit here and wait for it to break and hold below that, but let me take a look here real quick. I don't want to click off this because then I'll have to spread it. I'm going to look at my other computer here. Let's go through. Does everything else look tasty? The Dow does if it breaks below that 480, or ES does if it breaks below that 480s. The downside, the Dow is, of course, got all that mess. I'll stay away from that. What am I missing? The Russell. Do the Russell. Russell look good or not? Paid members, would you take a trade up or down side on the Russell, or would you just ignore it? What would you do? It's in a channel also. It is above the indicators to the upside. However, there's a choppy mess up there. Really chop, chop, chop. It's been in chop for a long time. I'm going to ignore the Russell. It's just too choppy. Well, if it's choppy already behind me, why do I want to play with it in front of me, right? Currently. So, all right. So to me, looking, doing a cursory glance, I might be interested in ES if it gets below, well, let me see backwards here. Ooh, never mind. There's all kinds of chop over there too. So once it breaks through that 484-ish line, there's all kinds of chop, just like YM is. Doesn't mean it won't blast through all that stuff, but it didn't on this trade I was just in, did it? If I get in there, I have to understand that I'm going to have to deal with all that, right? Oh, I think NQ really has the best looking chart to the downside. Anybody agree or disagree with? Who disagrees with my analysis? Paid members, open your mic, tell me. Tell me why you wouldn't. Talk me out of taking this trade to the downside if it breaks and holds below the 200. Somebody talk me out of it and give me your reasoning why. Hudson Miller says over there on TikTok, he agrees with my analysis. Thank you, Hudson. Did I ever tell you what an intelligent trader you are, Hudson? And James Marvin says, let's play. I hope he's talking about what I'm talking about, this trade. Is that what you're talking about there, James Marvin? You agree? You think? You just see all this black, this empty space here, this big old black hole, right? Now, look at all these candles over here. Now this is when it was climbing, right? It was very volatile going up, right? That's why these things are here. Now, it probably won't do that when it comes down, but it could. Oh, Hudson, I'd like to live your life if you want to know the truth. Get to travel all over the country, see exciting things, meet interesting people, criminals, and all kinds of stuff. Weather. He does it all. That Mr. Hudson over there, over on our TikTok right now, he's a bigwig down in one of the big TV stations down south. I won't tell you which one, but, you know, they like to party down there around, Easter time in that neighborhood down around that area. There's a big party city down there. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but, the World Series of Poker's there right now all weekend. If you Google that, you'll know what city that he works at for a major TV network down there. And he's the big dog. He's the big cinematographer. I don't know. He plays with cameras. That's all I know. He's the boss. He's the big wig. When he says jump, people jump. They ask, how high, sir? Right? So he's got it all. He runs all that high-tech fancy stuff. Right? I don't know what one of them cameras cost, but I'm sure they're very expensive. Anyway, he gets to go to all kinds of, he's actually taken us behind the scenes at some of the events he's covering, right? showing us what's going on, what it looks like behind the scenes with his portable camera setup and all the things they do. And he even brings along a pretty good looking girl with him to do all the talking for him. Because he ain't much of a talker. He's a behind the camera kind of guy. You know, I don't know if it's a weather girl he brings along with whoever she is. I don't know. Oh, your chief photographer. Sorry, sir. He is the chief photographer in the city of where the World Series of Poker is being currently played this weekend. And he works at one of the major network stations there. So here we go, testing the 200 again. Yeah, he's taking us to the Heismans. He's taking us to baseball games. He's taking us, you took us to the Super Bowl too, didn't you? Did you take us to the Super Bowl? Outside maybe? I can't remember. He's taking us all kinds. He's taking us to concerts, big concert events down there that he was covering. Yeah, big festivals that they have. Yep, you were at the Dome for the Super Bowl. That's right. We were there. We saw it. We've been to Mardi Gras. We went to Jazz Fest. Yeah, we saw, that was Jazz Fest. Yeah, that was the last one he showed us. Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's interesting to see what goes on behind the scene, right? You don't just think somebody runs down there with a camera and points it and starts shooting. There's a lot behind the scenes that you got to do to make it interesting, right? All right, let's see what we're going to do here. Doesn't want to break and hold below that 200, does it? Man, oh man, is this a fight. And we're now in power hour, so now anything could be crazy. If you're not an experienced trader, you should not be trading during power hour. It's a good way to wreck your account, right? So, anyway, we will wait. This is by looking at the other charts, even though this is really choppy right now on a 1 minute with lots of wicks going on. To the downside, I think this one looks the best. Now, it doesn't mean this is going to go down there, but I'm looking at all this, you know, the impediment to profit, and I want to get down to that 550s level here, right? 555. I said 552, but I bumped it up to 555 just to help me remind me if I would enter this trade that I want to get out before it hits that, because everybody else will too. Now we do had some leveling up when we come to little shelves here. Over here you can see this mess. I don't want to keep. Oh, I ain't scrolling back. I got to change my mouse setup on this thing. All right, here's a break of the 200. What did I say I was looking for? A break and what? Hold, break and hold. So I want to see this candle on the shoulder of this one with some oomph to the downside. Right now, it's getting a little bit of, it's teetering. It's losing strength. There's no oomph. I'm not convinced. You ain't fooling me. Now, I will tell you on Coach's indicators, it is at the very bottom of the channel. So it has to break 576 currently. You know, that's right there where that wick's at. That's the bottom of the regression channel, but you don't see that here. Now, I know this has one here you can draw. I don't know if I want to waste my time doing that. Here's a trend channel, right? You go up here. Yeah, whatever. I guess I was off the chart, right? I can do a drawing here, right? And snap it right there, all right? So that's where it's got to break through, right? All that does is cloud everything up. I don't want that on there. Plus it's fixed. So it's got to get below that 575 level right now. And that adjusts continuously. So this has to break through here first. So I'm actually going to wait on a break and hold right here before I do anything, just because that is the bottom of the channel, the trading channel that is currently into the downside. So I'm going to change my entry, even though this would probably be a good place here. It is at the bottom of that channel, and I've learned to use Coach's EWO indicators to respect those channels to the downside and the upside. So I'm actually going to wait. Am I giving up profit? Yeah, but I'm also saving myself a potential bounce here also back up the other way. And that's why I'm not going to do it, right? So we'll see what happens. So L2 showing, again, I wanted to say below 570, what is that, 574? Got some 572s down here at the bottom. It's trying to break through right now, but it hasn't broken held below. I want to see a break and hold below this. Yeah, I'm going to give up profits, but I'm being more conservative to the downside. This is power hour after all, right? And look, It just doesn't want to do it, right? Don't want to do it. Can you do it? Can you do it? I think you can.
You can do it!
Come on, you could do it. But that 574, now we only have 573s at the bottom of the L2 here. So that's what I'm looking at. And I don't see any big orders here either. So it's just going to kind of fiddle fart around here until somebody throws it in. And this is NQ. Thank you, Doug. This is the NASDAQ futures. And I don't know if you can see it on my screen, but it tells you right here, NQ. It says NQ main. It's NQ. And good thing I paid attention to coaches' indicators instead of just jumping in. It bounced right off that coaches' indicators on my TradingView application using coaches 3.0 indicators. That's part of your paid membership into futures. You can use it. See, that saved me money. Didn't make me money, but it saved me money from jumping in too soon, right? It's almost like having a level drawn there, which I just drew that there, right? 573 is actually the area it's got to break out now. Oh, yeah, that's where I got it at. Never mind. 573.50 is a current thing. All right, so I'm getting some 570. Oh, the numbers are going back up, bouncing again. It's got to hold below the 9 or the 200 for it to even think about going back down again. Questions, comments? Okay. Which one are you talking about, Ange, in the Zoom chat over there at 304? Which one were you looking at, NQ? Or is you looking at something different? I missed it when you typed it in there. Oh, okay. NQ. Okay. See, I don't feel so bad now. If she's thinking about it, that even makes me even a little more confident. She's a highly successful trader in her own right. All right. Yeah, James, you did miss the meeting to life. You can go ahead and leave now. It's too late. We already talked about it. We gave the one secret that you needed to know. And you missed it, so, the event has passed, and now you can't take advantage of it. All right, 576, 579 is the current price. And it's testing at 200. Just don't want to go down there. And this is a tough spot. It's the bottom of the channel and the 200's right here. All it has to do is break the bottom of the channel. Now, when I said that channel number, that's going to change. Now it just went back up. The channels now went from whatever I said to 72 now instead of 73. So it went up $1. It's testing to 200. Again, it's going to be a tough fight to get even back up through all this mess because now I got 2155. Have this level here where consolidated at 588. The easier for this to go is down, but it's power hour. You never know who's going to come in here. This is precisely why Coach says just stay out of the power hour trades because it can be very volatile. So, all right, let me see here. Let me look at my other screen up here. Let me look at my other screen. Where's my other thing at? Where's my other thing at? Is that it? There it is. Yep. I am. Oh, see, you should follow me. I have 77.78% of my trades are green today, right? I am very good. I have a high percentage rate. Follow me. Don't fall for that crap, right? They may have been green $1, but the ones you lost on were thousands of dollars, right? And that's why you don't listen to people that brag about their win rate. It means absolutely zero. Why? Because you could have made $5 on those green trades that you had, your win rate, but you could have lost 10,000 on your losses. That's the part they don't tell you. All they do is quote a statistic, which is accurate, right? They may have took 4 trades, 3 of them were green, but only for $5 total profit. The one that they lost on, they may have lost $10,000. They don't tell you that part, right? They just say, oh, I have a 75% win rate. They're not lying when they say that. 3 of my trades were green and I made a total of $5, right? The part they're not telling you is I lost 10 grand on the one that I did lose on, right? So anytime you hear somebody say, my win rate is, there's where you change the channel. Move on. You don't want to listen to this clown, right? Put that in your little book. Write that down as a free, helpful hint on how to navigate the interwebs of anybody that's on here trying to teach things. That is a key phrase to make you flee. Run away, and run away now, because it means nothing. It's an absolutely useless statistic. Right? Get where I'm going to get you? Understand what I'm saying? Right? Could have made $5, $5, and $5 on 3 trades and lost 500 on my 1 trade. So I'm negative 400 whatever, right? Yeah, I'm a successful trader. I lose money every day. But my win rate, right? You cannot have a green day ever and brag about your win rate. Well, 75% of my trades are green. Oh, $15, but I lost 500. All right, now here's my my little thingamabobber here, right? Let's see what we do here, right? It's got to break 69 right now, so the bottom of this channel has moved now down to 69. So now I got another target I got to wait for to break through. It's trapped in this channel. When it goes up, it's changing the numbers on me, right? And when it moves up and down, it's a progressively changing channel. Don't have that here. Again, I showed you that tool. If I would take this here and draw a trend line, right, I can see what it is. I could draw a single line by connecting the dots here, right? Go up here where it was the low. I can start like maybe right here even and draw a line that intersects here, and it'll show you that same thing, right? So I can go here. There's a trend line. Let me just say right here. And so I'm going to start on this candle. You can start anywhere you want. The more you can include, the more data points that you include, the more effective that is. Okay, so I actually don't do the wicks. I do the bodies. I got to move this out of the way now. I can adjust this though. So if I intersect the body right there. So right now I am waiting for this to break below the intersection of this line here. That's a trend line, right? It's a channel I'm showing you. If I draw one on the top, then obviously that would be the channel to the downside, right? So I want to see this break down here below this, because now I've broken the channel, the trend, right? Trend is still down, but now I want to wait down to here. So now it's even dropped down to 68 now. So anyhow, right? Now I need to include more data points than what I did. I just left it there because I didn't want to shrink this stuff all back down until I get my mouse adjusted. Make it. All right, so this is another waiting for the setup that you want. I already told you what my entry criteria is. Was that? This is my exit criteria right here. I want to get out before it hits this line. If time allows, we might run out of time. Might not even get there today. We don't know, right? There's that. Make that dashed. We'll make that bigger so you can see it right there. That is my line in the sand I want to get out and take profit on. May go below it. I'll wait. If it happens to get that far, we'll cross that line when it gets there. I got to get there first, right? So I'm looking for basically if it would drop right now at a 68 level, 67, 68. I'm going to say $67 even at this point. All right. Yes, I would do just the opposite. A trend line to the upside to signify a break to the upside. That is correct. But I am worried. I'm not going to play it to the upside because we are in a downtrend, and I don't want to go against the trend. The trend's your friend. It's a Friday. My bias is to the downside. If it goes up, I ain't playing because there's all kinds of chop up here that are J&J. That's why I looked at all the other charts that were in process right now and decided this was had the best prospect to the downside. So we'll see if that happens. We're getting down to that 66. Remember, right here's the current price. I want to see that 67, 66, 67 break and hold below the trend line to show that it's truly going to break out and not reject. And as you can see, what did the wick do? It touched the bottom of that channel. This is the same thing at Coach's 3.0 indicators. Line's almost identical. Mine's not quite as accurate as the one in our built-in one, but it's close enough. Hand grenades, and it rejected right off of it. So it maybe not want to break out of that, right? So anyhow, You know, if J&J was over here in the live Zoom chat with the other paid members, she could probably come on here and talk about her aftermarket show tonight that starts at 5 p.m. on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. What do you think about that? Of course, Dawn's like me. Once you get her talking, yeah, it's hard to get a word in edgewise. So, so it rejected off that, and now it's coming back up the upside. Am I worried about it going up all the way? Not really. It's got to break through the 9. It's got to break through the 21, which is the green. This 9 is the 9. This white line is a 9. The green is a 21, which these two here alone have a lot of power. And then you have the 200, which is the second strongest indicator, second only to VWAP that it would have to do. And you can see it tried to get back up, right? We waited for it to come break through it to the downside. Now, if it decides it wants to continue that way, which I don't think it will, it's been on a downward trend since, I don't know, 2 o'clock-ish maybe, 2:30. But it could. Power hour, you never know. That's why Coach says stay away during power hour. Anyway, all right. Dawn says she's on her way. Make way in the room. Comes Dawn. Somebody change the locks. All right, so this turned into a frustrating wait on. Hopefully you thought it was going to break and it was nothing but a tease. They can get that way sometimes. Tease. Well, while we're waiting to see if this is really going to pull back down like it probably could, like the other one did. I'm not so confident in this one just because it's NQ. Now, if it rejects off the 200 and pulls back again, well, then that'll show me that it doesn't have enough strength to get up there. There's no big orders to pull it up. So do I see any big orders want to pull it down? Not really. There's one at 575, which is pretty much where it's at right now, off about a buck or two. I guess that if it does make it back to 200 or reject, if it even makes it past the 21. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, J&J, or as we call her, Dawn. What's going on? What's happening? How'd your day go? Make some money? Did you get a chance?
I made a couple pennies, yeah.
All right. Way to go.
It was the trade that mattered, you know what I mean? It just happened to work out. It was a lotto, but it worked out. It was a couple dollars.
Good.
How did you make out this morning?
Did pretty well for myself on my big account and did okay on my small account because I'm only trading one E-mini. Now, I didn't jump in there when that thing took off. I waited till it settled down before I jumped in it. Did pretty well. Then I had a couple of trades go against me. I don't know what's my net right now, but I'm probably down about $100 from my high part of my profit. I gave up some of my profits, not the whole. I'm green. I'm probably at. Well, I'll tell you what I'm at. What did I make? I'm at $593 on my little small account, trading one E-mini, and there was only a few trades. So, and I gave money away. I don't know how many bad trades I have. 2 losing trades out of 9. And both of them got me, well, the one didn't get me too bad, but the first one did. Got me for a bunch. All right, here we are, testing 200. Tell me about your show there, Don, on the aftermarket show. What's that all about, for those that haven't heard?
It is a show that's been created by traders for traders to have a place to decompress after the market, just to hang out, Mark. Just kind of let our hair down and talk about the day, do a little market recap. Usually we'll have panel members from the community that'll come up and talk about their day, ask questions about trades. You know, you've been on there. You were a staple at one point, you know, until you branched off and got your own hit show.
Yeah, I'm a TikToker now, you know, Mr. Big Shot.
But, you know, and it's just a place where we can really dig into mindset, watch some of American Dream Trading's coaching videos. And tonight, you know, I want to dig a little bit into some mindset, try to end everybody's week on a good note, get everybody thinking about how they should be thinking for next week, you know?
Yeah. So do you have a subject, or is this a free-for-all tonight?
No, it is a subject. I'm honing it in. I'm actually creating the stream as we speak, so I don't have a title yet. but I will in a little bit, and I'll go ahead and put it in the aftermarket lounge. And for those of you that don't know, we are switching times to 4 p.m. so that we can basically go straight seamlessly from our Zoom call that we end at 4 o'clock every day straight into the aftermarket and end it at 5:30 instead of starting at 5. That way people will be able to get with their families earlier, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not so much of a lag in between. So we're starting that Monday.
Good.
Yeah.
Hang on here. I'm typing a response. Oh, all right. Wanted to get something typed into this TikTok chat. Maybe I'll avoid this TikTok thingamajig that pops up all the time.
Yeah, they're kind of rough over there, aren't they?
I know.
The TikTok streets.
I mean, I've been restricted before I even said one word. Or you violating our terms? What terms? I haven't talked yet. You know? Yeah, it is what it is, right? We're using their software.
Makes you think there's a target on your back sometimes.
Yeah, whatever. You know, I don't have any control over it, right? So, all right. So, what's different about your show than this show?
Well, in our show, we don't have, you know, some boomer sitting there talking our heads off.
There we go. Boomer hate again. You should have seen me earlier. Go ahead.
It's just a little slightly different format. You know, we got a panel show where people can come up and just talk. They can put their camera on. They can leave it off. And, you know, it's just a really interactive show where people can come on and kind of ham it up a little bit if they want.
And we do from time to time, right?
We have a ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I'd say let my hair down, but I only have 3 hairs left, so I can't really afford to let them down because, you know, well, who's going to pick them up for me, right? Come on. All right.
Wifey.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, look, it rejected off the 200, Dawn. Huh, imagine that.
Damn.
Imagine that. Now it's getting to be a break and hold below the 9 maybe. Again, I can make a quickie trade here down to that about 564. The bottom of the channel now has moved to 564. So that might be a possibility. If this breaks and holds below the 9, I will maybe take a quickie trade, maybe only to about here, right? Because we got this little small shelfy thing here. If nothing else, about right here. About the length of that wick. I can make a few bucks off of that, right?
So when you draw a trend line in Webull, it moves with the trade?
No, this,
Okay.
now I think if you use a regression to the parallel channel, I think it might, I forget. I don't use them anymore. I mean, I did when I first started. I didn't know about TradingView, but yeah, I just drew that there to just kind of do a rough thing. You can extend this out as far as you want, move it around, adjust it, whatever.
Did you just bark?
Yes, I did. Rough. Right? Just a rough. You know, I'm not all about getting things dead on. I ain't got that kind of time. I only got so many heartbeats left on. I can't be using them up on stupid things, right?
You got a bunch of heartbeats.
Get in, get out, right? Draw that line, get it in there, get it done. It's close enough for hand grenades, right? Day trading is like throwing hand grenades, right? Sometimes close is good enough. Here's my break. Here's my confirmation candle to the downside. Do I want to take this trade or not? I'm diddling in the middle of the channel, but I don't care as a scalper. If this has enough oomph to the downside, what am I seeing? The number's getting smaller. There's 70s down there. You know, do I want to enter this trade or not? I don't know. There's 72s. You know, it's hard to say if Mark would enter this trade on his other account or not at this time. We'll have to watch and see if we got enough oomph here, right? And see if it does anything here. If not, then, you know, it is what it is. As long as it stays down here below the 200, it should have a hard time going back the other way. You know what I mean? So watch what happens here.
When you said 72s, which numbers are you looking at?
The last 3 here. I'm 577. I'm just saying 72.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I'm just rounding the numbers off. I'm not even worried about the 0.5, 0.75. I'm just watching these numbers go lower. I'm just calling them out as I see them. If I'm in a short, I want to see these numbers get smaller. I can look anywhere here and do it. I just focus my eyes here when I'm in a short to the downside, and I, you know, I want to notice if I'm calling them out loud so that I know the numbers are getting smaller, right? I'm not going to sit there and say
Yeah.
23,576, 23,575.5. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm just
Right.
looking. 76. Something that I can good. Now here we go back up to the 200, right? Did it break? It tried to go up through that the first time and got rejected multiple times. So it's strength. Remember, the trend right now is to the downside, even though it's choppy as all get out. It is to the downside, right? Trade here. So we'll see. 74s, 75s. Obviously, I want to, we want to see down here 74s or below on my L2.
There you go. It's going
There we
down.
go. Yeah, there it goes, right? I want to see at least 74s on the real price and below. It's just teetering between 75 and 74. Here comes another candle. We'll see what this new candle wants to do. It's still hanging out that 75. I do have 72s at the bottom of my L2, but no big orders to convince it to go there. There's about a 10. That's a weak one. Weak order. I like to see like a 20 or something size order here, but these are all just standard size. I have no idea which way this is going to go at this moment. All these orders are about the same size. Doesn't really give me an indicator. Now there's an 11, that's bigger, but that's at 75. I want to see something like that down 74s and lower, right, to help pull it down. Get it away from the 9 and the 21 and most importantly the 200. So it can continue its downward trend. So let's see, now I'm seeing 71s, that's good. Here comes 73, 74 on the real price. So we're getting there, right? It's getting down there low enough.
9's curling back down.
Yeah, it's trying to. It's still weak. Don't have enough oomph to get there. We have a half an hour left in the trading day, or people want to get out of here and go home for the day. My goal, remember, is to get down to this yellow line here, 555, mainly because I saw a heavy resistance looking backward on my chart. So I split the difference, just called it 555. It was actually a little lower than that, but I am going to exit before it hits that. That's just a line in the sand for me. I want to take my profit before I get there. Oh boy. Losing my voice, Don. I've been talking nonstop since this morning. I don't know if you ever notice, I tend to talk a lot sometimes.
Yeah, just a little bit. Tom, I can't get your word in with me. Look at that, though, Mark.
Oh, isn't that not beautiful, Don? Look at
Wow.
that. Look at that pull of 65s down there, Don, there's a lot of profit going on here. I bet there's people making money right here in American Dream Trading, right there. There's $160.
Oh my God, look at that
There's
snap.
$160 in somebody's pocket there, Don. I don't know who you think I'm talking about, but there's a big gamma candle. What do we do with big gamma candles, American Dream Trading? We played a 50% retracement. Is that going to happen, or are we bailing? Oh, look at that. See, I gave up. I gave up on this trade before it hit that line. We'll see what happens. Actually, my line's 552, but I moved it to 555 to remind me to get out earlier out of that trade. All right, so
That's a beautiful trade.
I should remind my paid members of the number that I had earlier today. I have re-hit that number. I have now recovered 100% of my gains today after giving some away.
Good job.
Who's your daddy?
Way to go.
Who's your daddy? Huh? Who's your daddy?
Marky Mark.
I made a baby cry. I took money from a baby today. Did you hear the baby cry?
I thought I heard something in the distance.
How about Matthew? What did Matthew say?
All right.
Can you guys hear that?
All right.
All right, you can hear it? Is it loud? Can you hear it?
Nah, I
We
can't
can
hear
hear
it,
it,
baby.
Mom.
Huh?
I heard Matthew, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We heard Matthew, not the baby.
Oh, you didn't hear the baby? Oh, I made the baby cry.
Ah, there we go. Lower low.
There you go.
Oh, like taking candy from a baby. By the way, did I not call out these levels before they were even close to that?
You did.
Oh, wow. Am I like the world's greatest trader? No, I was trained by Coach. I listened to the sound of his voice, been doing so for going on 3 years. So this is not something that I just making up as it goes. These are things that I learned by being a paid member of American Dream Trading, right? So here we go. Here's my magic little line I was hoping to get to, and Mark got out of the trade way too early just because he wanted to, right? Because you know why? Because Mark knew how far he was off from giving the profits that he gave up earlier, and he wanted to get that back, Don. He got greedy and just made sure that he took it home with him. Oh, there's my magic line that I said I was going to get out, which is about 3 points above where I really wanted to. It was 552 is the real line. I put that to give me a heads up to take my profit early before it hit that 552-ish mark.
Where'd you get out at the blue line right there?
I don't know. I just clicked the button.
Wow, that thing is dropping.
I was trading my real account, Don, like I should not be on the other computer. I was watching this.
You said you weren't going to do that.
I know, but you know, I was. It's Friday. This thing went way up. Everybody got excited. I'm like, people are going to want to take profits today. I just didn't get it. I gave up a bunch of money that I gave away 100. I don't know, whatever it was, 150 bucks in profit.
Still dropping.
Well, it hasn't hit the 52 yet. It's going to bounce here, unless they're really shedding. If this pulls under here, oh man, oh my, I don't know what I'll do. Somebody at American Dream Trading better be in this trade. Mark's been calling it out ever since it broke and held below the 9. Actually,
oh my
below.
God, is anybody making money on this?
Tell me you are. Now we're getting into this. Now we're getting into a chop zone. Previously, back at last around noon, 1 o'clock, we're getting in from here down is in the chop zone. Previously, it doesn't mean it'll chop now, but as you can see, we're right at the level that I called it. It said would probably bounce because I have a level marked on my chart right there. So we'll see. I mean, it doesn't mean it won't break through and keep going. It's just, it's going to pause, just like any other historical level on your chart. All right. Good job, Jeff. Said he scalped another 27 ticks. That a boy. That's how we do it. Oh, man. You know what the Kool-Aid guy would say? Oh, yeah. All right. Do you have this much fun on your show, Doug? Because, man, we're making money here. I don't think there's anything funner in life than making money. I can't name one thing to be more fun than making lots of money. Can you?
Nope. Nope, I can't.
I don't know. It's just I mean, this is like taking money from a baby, right?
You got the baby crying again? Look at this thing.
No. Look at that thing. All right, now this is Power Hour, right? We don't. If you're not an experienced trader, you better not be in here trading because this thing can go, as soon as you click buy, it can go the exact opposite way because of that, right? Hey, Eminem over there on YouTube's. All right. Tell them we have an Ask Away Saturday for new, and trial members. What the heck's that mean? Oh, you're having a live Zoom call?
She's having a Q&A.
Oh, Q&A. Well, it came across on my end on YouTube, which it does this sometimes. It puts in something totally opposite what you type. It says Ask Away. Q&A Saturday for the premium members, right? On a live Zoom call. And we don't do this on Saturdays very often for anybody but gold VIP members, right? So check it out. You may want to come over here and, I would just like to shut this show down right now and trade on my own, make money, instead of watching her give it away.
Oh my God, Mark, look at that candle. Dude,
Yeah,
what is
I know.
going on?
I don't know, Don. I can't just be trading my real account while I'm doing these lives.
Is somebody back talking?
I don't know, Don. It's just Friday. They want to go home. They want to take their cash and get out of Dodge. I don't know.
Wow.
544 is down at the bottom there, and we want to see it get down around the 540s or below to show more of a downward trend. I'm showing 541s now. There's some 540s. There's some 39s showing now at the bottom of the L2. Current price is 39. I just can't help this, Don. I mean, I don't know what to tell you people. Right here, look at that. Look at that pull, Don. Man, this thing's just giving away money today.
That's just giving away
This is a
money.
money-making. Who's making money? Come on.
I just grabbed 150 from that.
All right, there you go. I just grabbed another 110 off of that. There you go, real money. There you go. And I missed all that other stuff because I don't like trading my account. You should never trade your account while you're talking to other people. But I'm actually talking to myself and ignoring everybody else, just so you know. Nothing personal, but now I'm sure I'm way ahead of where I was before I started giving money back. Oh yeah, I am. Now I ought to be careful because it's getting about that time. I don't expect this thing to go down forever. I don't know what this little fancy line is I drew on here, but I better respect it. I have a line at 528 on my chart, but it's a pink line. That means it's a temporary line for some reason. I don't know why I put it there, but I did earlier today. And when I do it in hot pink, that means I need to erase that line later, not to leave it there. But for some reason, I put that there. I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and I ain't got time, but I'm going to wait. And I'm still shooting for my 509 is my next level way down. I don't know if anybody else has a better level before 509 that they're worried about or concerned about. But if you do, shout it out. Open up your mics. Let me know because you want to see Mark make money. Mark cries when he doesn't make money, right? You know, help me make money.
Oh, we don't want to hear you crying.
No,
Listen,
look.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this stream finished up.
All right.
And I'll have you on the TV.
Hey, would you do me a favor though?
What's up?
When you get back, would you tell Vegan Knowledge she's my favorite? You know what Matthew would say.
All right.
Even the Kool-Aid guy knows she's my favorite, right, Kool-Aid guy? Oh, I
He's
bet if
bombarding me with hits before I leave. Oh my
you know
God.
what? If she was here, if Vegan Knowledge was here, she'd probably do this, the hamster dance. It's crazy here, Don. We're giving money away. It's like a crazy Eddie deal. Remember him? Remember Crazy Eddie?
Yeah. Insane.
Insane. Today only. We're giving away money from the stock market. All right. Anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by. Come back when you can stay longer. It's always a joy
Yes,
to have
sir.
you. I'd say I'd see you on your show tonight, but that'd be a lie. I'm going to be on the mower here at 4 o'clock sharp tonight. Get the mowing done.
Doing the Stockman thing. You ever watch him?
Who?
Midlife Stockman on YouTube.
I have no idea.
The
Never
guy
heard.
up in Michigan that cuts everybody's lawn for free.
Oh, I've seen all that. My wife loves watching that stuff on YouTube, all
I
them guys.
love 'em.
I seen the one where, I don't know if it was TikTok or YouTube, that dude went to that really old lady who was by herself, her house falling apart. He went weed eating around her house. He did a GoFundMe and freaking collected like $500,000 or something, I think. They went nuts. And they
That
helped.
might have been him.
He went around, it was a young kid, I don't know.
Okay.
He had no idea. He had to actually go get lawyers because people really started, he's expecting a couple $1,000 maybe people would send. And I think it was well over $250,000. He had to go get lawyers because he didn't want to get sued or be accused of doing something, nefarious,
Right.
taking advantage
Weird.
of her, right? Because it was
No,
in
he
his
could buy a
name and
house for that.
it was his GoFundMe thing and he didn't want to, have anything. He wanted to so he actually went and got a lawyer. Said I don't know what he'll do, but yeah, it was something else. Blew up. You never know. He went viral. And so yes, I shorted there, Shed Shop, playing it to the downside. How was that? Huh? Again, never mimic or see what you see here. This is all for entertainment purposes only, educational entertainment purposes only. Never mirror or mimic anything you see because right now, you are a minimum of no less than 20 seconds behind, up to about an hour. We've noticed between 20 seconds and 45 seconds behind. So once I click the enter button, it's already too late. You've already missed up to 45 seconds of candle movement. That's a lot of money in that amount of time. I could be done with the trade, right? And not only that, you didn't.
Night, Mark.
You didn't.
Night, everybody.
Later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye. 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 All right. So here we go back up to that level that I had marked that I was going to get out. Well, that's my support level. It's now resistance going back to the upside. So I don't know why I drew that mad pink line on my chart earlier today. Obviously, there was a level there that I was just Oh, right there. That's why. There's like a mini double bottom there that was just formed today. And that's why it hit that, what was that? 529. Yeah, that was this line here. So it hit it again. So that could be a bona fide level as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to change that little pinky. I don't know. I already have a line of 509. What am I talking about? Where am I at? Oh, the pink line. Yeah, I ain't putting a line there. Okay. Yeah, maybe I will. Let me look again. Let me scroll back. Let me see. Oh, that was there where all that chop was where some of them candles happened to stop. Yeah, I ain't making that a permanent line. That's just some temporary levels as of today. So I'm not going to worry about that unless this thing happens to pull back. But I'm done. I'm not going to trade anymore. I don't want to push your luck. Hey, that'd be a great name for a TV show, wouldn't it? Push your luck. Should look into that. Somebody should maybe make a TV show with that name. I don't know. Oh, that's press your luck, right? Look at that. It's breaking across here. Is this thing going to think it's actually going to break through here? Did it? I guess I can get rid of this line. I don't need that on my chart. Delete that thing. Don't need that trend chart. We already broke through it, right? Now, if we were going to go to the upside, where would we where would it have to break through really to commit to a long-term upside play? Well, we could do the same thing like we just did, right? I can go up here, come up here, go to the, I could go back further, but I'm not going to scroll, waste all that time scrolling back, right? So if I really want to go through using the present candle to convince me, right? This is why I like Coach's Indicators. It does all the work for me. So, I got this line off a little bit, but it'll be all right. So, really, I would have wanted to draw it right there. But there's the middle of the channel. This is where I tried to draw this thing here. So this is actually breaking out of that channel now to the upside. So now I have to worry about it. Now, Coach's channel is actually different than what this one is. So let me get rid of this thing. I didn't draw it properly anyway. Don't have enough data in there to really draw a good channel. So what you have to do is you have to scroll out. What you do is do that, right? Again, I got to get my mouse wheel to do it better, but that's why I don't scroll back to get the best info. So if you could see up here, this is where I'd want to draw my line from the peak on down, right? So I can see pretty much here to here, right? So I can use that as my point of reference from here to across to about, basically above this, in between the 200 and the 55 is where the trend line would be to break out of the thing. That'd be about the 576 to 77 level, right? Right now, the top of the channel. Did I just lose TikTok? Again, the thing did anybody hear the noise? It did not alert me. The time is it? Well, it's 10 till. I ain't to restart it now. Sorry, TikTok. I just happened to look up, monitor my feed. Nobody told me TikTok went down. Is anybody here besides me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, TikTok is down.
Thank you. Yeah, again, that's the second day in a row. Coach said it happened to him the other day. Didn't make that, that goofy sound it makes. And my sound's not turned off. It should have done it. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they changed the setting or something. Maybe there's an alert sound, thing that turned off. I'll have to go check that later too. I don't know if I even want to click on something here without freezing this whole program up. Well, anyway, we lost TikTok with about 12 minutes left in the program, but we did start a little early, right? So they didn't get too shorted. I'm done trading for the day anyway. So there we go. Anyway, tomorrow, since M&M didn't tell us what time, anybody know what time the live premium free Zoom entry is tomorrow? Hello? M&M, are you in here? No, you're not. I'm thinking
1 o'clock.
Probably be 1 o'clock, right? After David's done.
1 to 2:30.
Okay.
1 to 2:30.
Thank you.
It's going to be a Q&A for all sectors of the markets that ADT covers.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's open to everybody.
Wow.
Big
Oh,
members.
everybody. Oh, cool. There you go. Is it open? It's for paid members only?
Yep, correct.
Okay. There you go. There's another reason to get one of them memberships. You can get in there and
What we'd like to see is a bunch of the new trial members come in and take some initiative, ask some questions, bring their notepads,
cool.
anything they want to talk about.
Cool. Good job.
Grab those
That's a
trials.
great idea. And Maria's heading that up, I take it?
Yeah, she asked if she could do it. Coach said, yeah, go ahead. I told her I'd pop in for support.
Yep. I won't be able to make that one. I got to get the newsletter done sometime tomorrow in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a busy day planned for tomorrow also, for a few hours anyway. Won't be an all-day thing. All right. Anyway, I thought that was pretty exciting watching me make money. How about you? Did you make money while I was making money? And look at that pop up there, test that 200 again. Crazy, ain't it? I don't know. It's got 10 minutes left. I don't know. Has it got enough oomph? 9 minutes left, right?
I can only see part of the screen there, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
In Zoom.
Oh, in Zoom. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting when I move that it affects you, but it doesn't affect them.
There you go.
Anyway, so, all right. Now, when I switch screens like that, what do you see now? Do you still see the same screen?
We do.
The Weeble, you don't see the OBS screen?
I don't.
Okay, because that's the one I was sharing. So, okay. So it doesn't affect that. All right. Anyway, glad you all could be here today. Hopefully you learned a little bit. You learned how not to sit in a trade all day trying to get your money back, right? Take the green when you can get it. It's easier that way. Look for good entries, right? The first one I was in was a good entry, but it kind of fell apart, right? But I've stayed true to the indicators. Do I trust my indicators? That was the only reason that I was able to successfully navigate that trade and come out with a profit, because it did not break and hold above the 21 on the chart that I was trading. So that was good. It did go above it, but it kind of held its fingernails to it. So it didn't have a candle that broke and held above it. And fortunately for me, it pulled back down, and I was able to get away with profit. And I did it again over here. Actually, I did, how many trades did I do live over here? I did 2 anyway. I don't know, I can tell you. I know I had 9 before this started. Yep, I did 2 live trades during this on another computer, on a different monitor, with a different mouse. So, yeah, I don't suggest doing that. Could I drag that on here and did this live? Yeah, I probably could have. Maybe that would be the smart thing to do, huh? Because it doesn't show any of my stuff. I don't know if I want to go that far, because I'm still answering questions and things like that. So, all right. Any other questions? We're going to call it a day. I'm losing my voice even more as we speak. Mark tends to talk nonstop on one breath, but that's okay. I hope you all have a great weekend. Hopefully you finished up your week green, because that's better for your mental well-being, though you're not a grouch all weekend, right? Having a red week. Again, you don't define yourself by one day or one trade, right? It's nice to be green on Fridays of all the days of the week. Mondays and Fridays I always thought were the best to have green days. You start the week off good, end the week off good. Anything could happen in the middle, right? Kind of thing. But that doesn't define you as a trader. You're going to have green days. You're going to have red days. Heck, you might even have red weeks sometimes, right? Hopefully you don't let that happen, but you just never know. Coach clearly tells us if you have 2 more red days in a row, you need to take 30 days off and retrain, right? Obviously, there's something you're doing incorrectly to cause you to lose money. So that's one of the safeguards that we have in place, one of Coach's rules to keep you from wrecking your account. Well, anyway, I'm glad you could be here today. Glad you'd be able to be with us. Today was exciting. It was, like I said, it would be a account changing day. And that could have been for the good or the bad, depending on how you traded it, right? So it was a pretty good day. So I had a good day. A lot of our members had a good day today. Some of them learned by paper trading through that event. But this was a totally event-driven day. So hopefully next week we'll be returning to some resemblance of a nice up and down market, right? Getting that ebb and flow. I don't expect it to go up and down all the time, but when it gets in that chop and just goes flat, oh my, it's like watching paint dry. I like to have exciting days, right? Just like this, up and down. I had to work for that money, but you know, it is what it is. It's power hour and it's chaotic sometimes. So I thank you all for being here. Make sure everybody you come in contact with this weekend and the remainder of today, that you be a positive influence in your life. Try to leave lasting memories, positive memories, not lasting memories, lasting positive memories. There's a difference with everybody you come in contact this week, whether it be family, friends, or enemies. Try to lift them up, not tear them down. Give them a reason to make them glad they met you that day when you interacted with them. We'll be here at the same time like we always are. We are live here at American Dream Trading 3 times daily, Monday through Friday. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm live from 2 to 4 Eastern, and we have the aftermarket show over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, with Dawn, who you just heard earlier, starting at 5 p.m. For all paid members, we have a special live Q&A Zoom starting at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for about an hour, hour and a half. So check that out. Here's your chance to ask any questions, especially if you're doing one of the trial memberships that you can get for $19 for a 2-week trial. Check that out, and you can jump in that Zoom and ask questions, see how things go on in our live Zoom calls. I guarantee you'll like what you see, because what you see here on these live Zooms is but the tip of the iceberg I can assure you there's a lot of training. We start training actually at 4 a.m. through 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Training on Saturdays for VIP Gold and Diamond members. And on Sunday night, we start training futures when the futures market is open Sunday night. And of course, the crypto kings and queens, they get to trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the advantage of trading crypto. And we have memberships for that also, trials for there. Check it all out. We also have if you go to our website, American Dream Trading, DOTCOM, you will see our link to our free Discord. Scroll down about halfway on the landing page, and you will see a link there for our free Discord. Get in there. You can interact with other American Dream Trading traders and members for totally free, and ask all the questions you like in there also. So for further information about our Discord and our website, go to American Dream Trading, DOTCOM. I guess you don't spell all the last ones out, right? So TikTok don't like you saying that. So check it out. Glad you could be here. We will see you same time, same bat channel on Monday. See ya.